Hello, Fever River Rail fans, and welcome back to another episode of Fever River Reviews. Today I am looking at a 3D printed improved rotary snowplow kit. So let's go ahead and get in here. But this has already been opened, so I can take a look and make sure everything's there. And some of the other guys decided to pop the bubble wrap. But here is what we've got. We've got a tender shell. We've got the rotary wheels. We've got the chassis for the plow and the tender. You've got a tender cover for the fuel load. We've got the body of the kit, or the body of the plow. Got the plow piece itself, and some small details here. Got coupler box covers, got a drawbar, got a smokestack, and got a coupler. And there should... Nope, that is it for what's in the box. So let's go ahead and start with the body. This is printed hollow, nothing inside. Could probably put a boiler piece type in here, and I might actually look into that while I let this, when I paint this. We'll see. On top here you can see a small circle where the smokestack is supposed to go. Got a stand, got a walkway piece there. Oh, interesting. I did not realize that could come off. I got door or side door for, I guess, service, rear door. Ladder. There's a little bit of stringing on these, so I may take some sandpaper or something to certain places. In theory, I guess you could turn that around if you wanted, but why? Next for the plow here. A little bit of stringing inside the I guess, axle boxes, and then the wheels. They supposed to pop on there. I think I need to do a little modification to the holes. So need to drill those out a little bit. A little bit of sanding perhaps in some places. Rivet details. And the tender. This is printed solid. This has some weight to it. Let's get a little bit of detail at the front there. Got rivet details, got water fill, and rear light. Could probably drill that out and run a wire down to the trucks to put a light on it. There's no guide holes for where to put stuff, so that's a little concerning. Then the top goes more or less like that. Once again, no guide holes, so this just slides around. Definitely got room to add your own details if you want to super detail this. Then as for the chassis, looks like it might have a little warp. Actually, that's really solid. But if you look closely, you'll also notice the trucks are 3D printed, which kind of caught me by surprise. It feels like it rolls really nicely. Ah. And then the plow chassis. And it all fits together like so. If you guys are interested in a kit like this for yourselves, I will have a link to the creator's Facebook Marketplace linked in the description. But as for now, I'm going to go throw this in the paint booth, and I will get back to you guys when I've got it painted. And we'll go over the assembly. Catch you in a minute. Alright, so here we are, all nice and painted. Got the main body, the barn red. Not sure I'm happy with the lighting here. Got the plow and the roof and the tender black, as well as the tender cover. And then the blades are painted red. I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely happy with how my painting turned out. But I'm not entirely upset. Like, yeah, I could have done better in a lot of places, but I could have done a hell of a lot worse. I think my worst painting is around the windows for the cab, cupola, however you want to look at it. I did get a little overbleed on the very edge of or a little, not overbleed, what's the term? I'm little pooling, but that's not important. I do have some sandpaper here. I'm going to clean some of this up, hopefully, and then we're going to go ahead and assemble it. So I'm going to go get sanding here, and I'll bring you guys back once I'm ready to assemble. Okay, sanding is complete. Now we're going to go ahead and start assembling here. Don't mind the scanner. Alright, so roof goes on like that. It does just snap on, but I am going to put a dollop of glue in a couple of spots. All right, so there is that, and next I got to figure out the best way to attach the plow, because there is kind of nothing to actually center it. Though I think first I'm going to go ahead and put the wheels on. Alright, let's see. Try to countersink here. Now pardon my arm. I got a couple drill bits here. Yes, that should work. There's Austin. So far, this is turning out to be the most annoying part. Alright, let's see. And not enough. Cool. Kind of enough. But not. Let's see if I can find a file. I'm recording, don't worry. Don't mind that. Filing. And I am happy with that fit. Happy enough. You can get a dollop of glue on there. There is one side. I have no idea how much of this I'm actually doing in shot, so. Can't say I'm a fan of cutting like this, but it has to be done to actually get this thing to work, or to fit, I should say. And that one's got to fit. A little more glue. And there's the plow. Alright, so And that is more or less what it's supposed to look like when done. I am going to have to touch that up a little bit, touch the paint up a little bit there. Probably didn't need to actually sand it. Before I continue though, I do want to do one more thing here. 1 second. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get some windows put into this real quick. Probably didn't need that one on the bottom. Looks like I might have. Cool. So for this, I'm just using some packaging from another model I recently acquired. I'm not going to do a review on it. It's a scenery model. I mean, this is kind of a scenery model as well, but and there we have windows. Alright, so next, let's go ahead and get to the main plow assembly done up here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put a couple generous beads of glue there, and there, and there. And there is that. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side for a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and do the tender, because I think I have something I want to put inside this. We'll see if I can find it. Alright, so here we have the tender. This is probably the simple part. I do got more paint touch-up to do on this later, but we are going to go ahead. Some more generous beads of glue. And then we'll take our top here. There is no front or back to this, so just put it on however you please. And then I have it lined up with the front of the bunker. Could also line it up with the back. It's a little short to line up with both, but I'm going with the front because that feels right. All right, so next for the tender, let's see. All right, so let's go. This is just a mock up for a moment. I'm trying to determine which direction the tender is supposed to go. I am not entirely sure. Don't know if it goes that way or this way. think we'll go like that. Well, actually, let me grab the drawbar bits. And pause. No, I'm still going. 1 second. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the drawbar onto the plow unit. This is the covers for it. They all look identical. So just break one off, probably cut it. Let's see, a drawbar. I'm not sure that the keeper plate here is needed, or there's supposed to be washers, because these are all the same size. One second. Let me get this. Let me get this out of the way. Really? All right. Yeah, I don't think I need the keeper plate on at least this piece. Let's see where it don't look too bad. And that don't look too bad. But I think I'm going to go ahead and run it like this. But we'll come back to that. Because we're going to go ahead and glue the tender on here. So once again, generous with the glue. It's probably better glues I can be using. Oh. All right. And this I'm lining up the edge of the frame with the front of the tender bits. And now we're going to go ahead and set that to the side, let the glue set for a bit, and I'm going to go see if I can find something. All right, so here we are. Excuse me. Alright, so I have found what I was looking for. This is a boiler and smoke box off of a very old Riverossi 040 tender engine. And since I decided to put the windows in, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in about here or so. Hopefully. Let's do a quick test fit. You can almost see it in there, which is enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on, I guess, anywhere underneath here that looks like it touches. And now I got glue on my finger. That's nice. So I am keeping the original weight. I'm not bothering to cut the light off. It's not affecting anything. Then with that there, I'll put some glue there. A little there, some there, some there. All right. Here we have our glue. And there we have that. So I at this point I noticed that there's a gap right here towards the front. And I think I'm already glued enough to where it is not moving. However, I do also see that I am... Oh. Okay. Okay, may have to re-glue it. Alright, little extra gap in the front by the plow isn't going to bother me quite as much as the gap that was going to be under the body. So now I'm going to go ahead and let that dry for a few minutes, and I will be back to finish assembly. Alright, so we should be very well sealed. Not the best. Looks like the boiler inside is shifted a little bit. So when we put the smokestack, it is going to go right behind the cupola. But let's go ahead and finish assembling this.
So in theory, if you wanted, you could throw couplers in here and maybe run this as an auxiliary tender. And I might change it up and set it up that way at some point. Oh, I stripped that. Oh well. All right, and onto the rear coupler. So what he sent it with, not sure if this is a McHenry or a Easy Mate, but one way or another, it's trash. So let's go ahead and get a coupler and a spring out of my box of Katie's here. We are going to end up using the cover this time. Might have been a better idea to do this part first. Shit. I'm going to tighten up. I completely broke it off. Interesting. That is a bit of a problem. So unfortunately, I don't think I can actually finish assembling this. At least not that way, or at that end. I can, however, put on the chimney, smokestack, however you want to call it. I did forget to paint this. I'm not too concerned about it. All right. All right, so I was going to put that right behind the cupola, but it is a little on the short side. So I'll move it back a tad bit. And that is actually going to be the end of this, at least for a bit. I do still need to do a rolling test and whatnot. But that will be for when I figure out the coupler issue. And then maybe another video. But as it stands, for detail, it's pretty low, but it is a simple extrusion print. So we'll give that a 6 out of 10. Assembly. I gotta rate this on the low side, 3 out of 10. There's no guide, there's no guiding points, no locating pins. About the extent of guidance provided on the model, there's the axles for the wheels, which need a little bit of adjustment. There's no indicator which direction the chassis for the tender is supposed to go. There is a little kind of a notch where the smokestack's supposed to go. Like I said, I forgot to paint that. Don't worry about it. But overall, this, for a 3D printed model, it's good. I don't have much experience with them, but I can't imagine there's a whole lot more that can be done. All around, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10 rating. It's a cool model, and no, that's about all I got. So catch you guys next time. Like and subscribe for more, and happy modeling.